the weekend and nice weather. That means there's going to be a lot of people going outside today. And what did I read today? How about this one? It looked kind of interesting with the picture anyways. It seemed like it was a drone literally with solar panels all around it. This one says, China builds world's smallest, lightest solar-powered drone. It almost does look like a toy of sort. This one says, Chinese researchers recently unveiled a groundbreaking achievement in drone technology. They have successfully developed the world's smallest and lightest solar-powered drone, a marvel of engineering that could revolutionize the field. Developed by a team at Beihang University, the Columnfly drone weighs just 4.21 grams and boasts a wingspan of just 20 centimeters. Unlike its predecessors, which typically struggle with limited flight times, the Columnfly can soar indefinitely as long as the sun shines. The secret to this remarkable feat lies in its innovative electrostatic motor. Unlike traditional electromagnetic motors, which suffers from efficiency losses at smaller scales, the electrostatic motor enables the tiny drone to generate sufficient lift. What's more, the team invented a lightweight boost converter that can boost the voltage from less than 100 volts to as high as 9,000 volts, with its step-up ratio 92% higher than similar technology developed at Stanford University. The high voltage current is then used to drive the voltage-thirsty electrostatic motor. Researchers envision a future where swarms of these micro-aerial vehicles, insect and bird-sized aircraft, could be deployed for various applications including photography, disaster relief, and environmental monitoring. I can imagine that actually being good for things like a time-lapse camera, for example. Some of the cameras are actually really small, so imagine having this thing being able to stay up in the air, I guess, indefinitely. Hopefully the sunlight would be enough during the day, for example, where the battery reserves will be good throughout the night. I think that would be kind of interesting. It says, while the current prototype can carry limited payloads, the team is optimistic about future advancements that could increase the drone's capacity. The team's work has been published online in the journal Nature. Next, the team will try building an even smaller drone that weighs only 9 milligrams and has a wingspan of just 8 centimeters. That's crazy in terms of how small this stuff could potentially get, I guess. Will people be afraid of these types of drones being used for, quote, military applications? With that thought, actually, this is a follow-up story from the other day where apparently Israel got attacked by drones, and as you'd expect, there was retaliation today. And this one says, Israel strikes Houthis in Yemen after drone hits Tel Aviv. And it looked like it was a pretty big hit too. It says, Israel has launched airstrikes on the Houthi movement in Yemen a day after a drone launched by the group hit Tel Aviv. Defense Minister Yoav Gallant said his country aimed to send a message to the group. The fire that is currently burning in Houthi is seen across the Middle East and the significance is clear, he said. Houthi official Mohammed Salam reported a brutal Israel aggression against Yemen. He said the strikes were aimed at pressuring the Houthis to stop supporting the Palestinians in Gaza, something he said would not happen. It is the first time Israel has responded directly to what it says have been hundreds of Yemeni drone and missile attacks aimed at its territory in recent months. So no end in sight, huh? I'd rather see the drones being used for things like research, for example, figuring out ways to get to space versus using them as weapons, but ultimately it's just a tool and people choose how to use it. And speaking of using drones as a tool, this story keeps getting crazier about that person who tried to assassinate Donald Trump. Apparently, according to this, they say he actually used a drone, I guess, to scout out the area. This one says, Trump shooter flew drone over venue hours before attempted assassination. Source says, the gunman who shot former President Donald Trump in the ear at a Pennsylvania rally on Saturday flew a drone over the rally site a few hours before Trump took stage. A source familiar with the matter told NBC News, the camera drone made by DJI allowed 20-year-old gunman Thomas Crooks to get an overhead view that maybe helped him plan his attack, the source said. If that is true, do you know how much data you can get out of that drone, for example? Where he took off, how long he's had this for and all that? His email address, whatever he used to register. It says the Wall Street Journal first reported that Crooks used the drone. The aerial surveillance appears to be another in a series of security failures that allowed the gunman to nearly kill the former president. It's common for the Secret Service to ban drones over areas they are securing, although it's unclear if that happened with the Butler rally. It's unclear how investigators learned about the drone flight, but drones often leave electronic traces of their flight paths, and DJI may have had a record of the flight. A drone and drone equipment were recovered from Crooks' vehicle, a senior law enforcement source said. Yeah, again, that makes the story even crazier because before they were making excuses where the Secret Service themselves didn't use drones for whatever reason. They just say, okay, I guess they didn't need it. Whereas in this case as well, if there was no airspace restriction, which there wasn't to my knowledge federally, the Secret Service didn't care to monitor if there were drones in the air as well. And at the same time too, just an interesting point where if it's true that these people confiscated his drone, which was a DJI drone, there should be so much information available for them to investigate. But either way, what an interesting revelation. Would you have flown your drone if you were actually on that site just to capture what the area looked like, considering there was no, for example, blanket ban or anything like that? All right, see you guys later.